All right, so I wanted to make a quick Bitcoin video here. Bitcoin is currently at $99,000 per coin, and I started investing in it a few months back, or about half a year ago, March of 2024, and I got in around 54, 55,000, and from March until basically the second week of November, Bitcoin didn't really do anything. Okay. And then all of a sudden it shot up by almost 30K. Just like that. Just like that. And what's interesting is that I started investing into Nvidia months before I started buying, fractions of Bitcoin. And even though I've been investing into Nvidia longer than Bitcoin, my Bitcoin position as of 3 days ago that I checked now has more value than my shares of Nvidia, which is pretty amazing. And it got me thinking because I did a portfolio review a couple days ago and I uploaded a video. You guys can check it out. It's month 9 out of 120. I invest just solely into Nvidia and Bitcoin. And I started in March of this year, seriously tracking everything, and I was at about $8,012, right? And 3 days ago, I added everything up, and my portfolio is now at $34,000. And it's gone a little higher since because the value of Nvidia and Bitcoin have risen over the last 3 days. So it got me thinking, and I thought, and you see all these people on YouTube, they have 6-figure portfolios, 7-figure portfolios, 8-figure portfolios. And I thought, wouldn't it be amazing if I got to like 100K? And it just seemed like, a really cool number, a shiny number. And I started to wonder, I'm like, would it be possible? And I started thinking about Bitcoin. When I got into Bitcoin at 55K, I was like, it getting to 100K would be really, really cool. And it's about to happen, right? Same thing with my portfolio. I'm at 34, and you're probably wherever you're at, whether it's higher or lower, and you're wondering, man, could this go higher? Is it possible? Is it going to happen? And the fact of the matter is that when it comes to Bitcoin, it's definitely going to happen. It's just a matter of time. If Bitcoin can get to 100K, it can get to 250K, it can get to 500, and eventually it can get to 1 million. All right? It just is what it is. It has a current market cap, I think, just under 2 trillion right now, and Bitcoin's only going to become more popular and become more widely adopted in the world, especially with other countries. And and I came home from the hospital today. I was on the bus. I'm on public transportation. I'm like, dude, like, now's the time to be buying this stuff. Now is the time. Like, you can't have any fear about it. You can't be wondering this or that. Now's the time. Bitcoin dropped to 49K when I had just got back to Korea in the first week of August. It dropped to 49K, and I bought as much as I could. Like, I don't make tons of money, but I bought like maybe $1,000 worth of it. And that $1,000 from 49K, now we're at 99, almost 100, has brought a pretty big return. So imagine what the return is going to be if you start buying at 99 to 100K and it gets to 500 in a few years. All right? It's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. And again, my whole purpose with this, Bitcoin, it's only going to go up in value, especially over the next decade. And now is the time to buy. For people out there that are curious, it just, and it's okay. It just means you lack a little bit of perspective because, you're wondering, is it going to go up? Is it going to go down? It's going to go down at times. All right. I wouldn't be surprised, like 30, 40, 50%, but it's going to go back up too. it's going to go back up. So I think buying Bitcoin right now, it is a great play. And what I've come to realize, I know Bitcoin is obviously a store of value, but what I really love about this is two things. Number one, I can keep it for myself personally. I don't have to hold it on an exchange. I don't have to do anything. I can put it in my cold wallet and it's mine, right? I have the 12 seed passphrase or whatever, store that. But the Bitcoin I own, I have the keys to it. It is mine, which is awesome. And the second thing I like about Bitcoin is that there is no set leadership to it. There is no earnings report for Nvidia or for Bitcoin. Sorry, I'm confusing this with my other holding, but there's no leadership. There's no there's no set amount of employees. There's no um, earnings report or anything. It's a store of value, and it grows over time because people start, adoption increases and people start buying Bitcoin or fractions of it, which I love. I love because on the flip side, I own shares of Nvidia, and every day I'm constantly looking at news to what's happening with leadership, what's happening with development of chips. What are the hyperscalers, Facebook, Amazon, Google? How are they? Are they still ordering? Nvidia's chips. With Bitcoin, you don't really have to worry about that. You know, it's a store of value. It's going to go up over time because of adoption, and it's going to become way more popularized. So I follow a lot of YouTubers. They bought Bitcoin at 60 or like $60, $100, and that was a big deal. It was a big deal when it got to 1,000. It was a big deal when it got to 10,000, and people just kept saying, "Is it gonna? Like, can it go any higher? This is crazy. This is crazy." It's at 100K right now, and people who had the same apprehensiveness wanting to buy Bitcoin at $100, um, they regret it now that's at 100K. And people who have that same exact apprehensiveness buying at 100K because they don't know if it's going to go up, they're the ones that are going to regret it when it gets to 500,000 and ultimately to $1 million plus per coin. It's just facts, and that's what's going to happen. So at the end of the day, Bitcoin, right now, November, the week before Thanksgiving in 2024, it is almost $100,000 per coin, currently around $99,000. And now is the time to buy. Now is not the time to hesitate. Buy and hold it for a prolonged amount of time. You won't regret it. That's exactly what I'm doing. So if you enjoy the content, want to follow along, please like, comment, subscribe. See you in the next video.